McDonald's makes more money from fries than burgers, and that's exactly the method, the secret sauce that you can use in your music that will take you from $6 from Spotify to $11,250 with this secret. Let me explain. I've mentioned two numbers in this video, one being $6 and the other one $11,250. So my dad would always say numbers don't lie. But before you tap out of this video, you need to know your numbers as a musician. I will show you what a huge difference you're making, how much money you're leaving on the table by not doing this kind of math. And I was bad at school in math. I hate math. But this is important, easy math, and later on I'm going to show you the more fun math, which is the money-making math. You probably have your music on CD Baby, DistroKid, or whatever distributor you're using, but you're using some sort of distributor to get your music out there, right? And the majority of musicians always bring their fans back to Spotify. Pre-save my album on Spotify, listen to my music on Spotify, something like that. So the first thing that you need to understand is how much Spotify is paying you. Well, not Spotify, but the distributor is paying you out basically by someone having you stream your music on Spotify. How much do you think that is? Leave it in the comments down below, because I don't think musicians know how much they get paid for a stream. It's crazy. Okay, let me know in the comments down below. Between 0.003 and $0.005 per stream. So if we take the average of that, we are between $0.004 per stream, which is what I'm going to use in the other examples. As Christine Morel would say, this is a fraction of a penny. $0.004. That is like, you basically need 400 streams to get one freaking dollar. 400 streams. I mean, isn't that crazy? This is what Snoop Dogg has to say about Spotify or the streaming platforms. Let's go.
They gotta get their shit together, cause I don't understand how the fuck you get paid off of that shit. I mean, can somebody explain to me how you can get 1 billion streams and not get $1 million? That shit don't make sense to me. Like, I don't know who the fuck running the streaming industry, if you in here or not. But nigga, you need to give us some information on how the fuck to track this money down. Because 1 + 1 ain't adding up to 2. And I have to say it, because that's the main gripe with a lot of us artists, is that we do major numbers with streams and this shit, but it don't add up to the money. Like, where the fuck is the money? When I first came out, my records would sell based off of physical. If you sold 1 million copies, that means it's $9.99, $9 million, you get this percentage, that's what it is. So if I sell how many streams, how much money do I get? It's not being translated, and it's not working for the artist right now. And I just want to speak to that. In the music industry, like, that's fucked up. And we need to find a way to figure that out. The same way the writers are figuring out. The writers are striking because streaming, they can't get paid. Because when it's on the platform, it's not like in the box office. In the box office, if it does all these numbers, you may get a up. Oh, it did this many, here's another check. But on streaming, you got 300,000 hours that somebody watched your movie. Where's the money? And I know I'm going off a script right now, but fuck it. This is business. You know what I'm saying? This is a room full of business people, and somebody may hear this and be able to do something about it, so that way the next artist don't have to struggle or cry or try to figure out how to get to his money. Because some of these artists are streaming millions and millions and millions and millions of fucking streams, and they don't got no millions of dollars in their pocket. So I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
So basically, Snoop Dogg is saying the math ain't mathin'. This is making no sense. Why should you do that? You're getting millions of streams, or even if you're a smaller artist, it will be nearly impossible to make any money off of that. You're basically a very underpaid affiliate. Now, what in the heck is an affiliate? Well, you need to know what this is, because that's basically what you are. So let's take Amazon, for example. Let's say I have the sweater and you want to buy it. So I'm gonna sign up as an affiliate on the Amazon platform. And then when I give you my link, and you purchase from that, now Amazon gets the money. And then because you got it through my link, now I get a percentage of that, or a fixed amount. But most of the time as affiliates, we get a percentage. Now, Amazon is known to not be that big of a spender, so they have between 3 and 5% that they will pay you out in affiliate commissions. So basically, you're the salesperson per se, right? You don't have the fulfillment, you don't have to go and make the product, you don't even have to fulfill on the product like nothing. You just have to talk about the product, then somebody buys it because they've heard it from you, and then when Amazon gets paid, they pay you a percentage. That's an affiliate, basically. So how does this compare to Spotify? Well, so if you tell people to listen to your song on Spotify, you're basically sending your people, your fans, to Spotify, okay? And when they stream your song, Spotify makes the money, not you. Spotify makes the money because it's their platform, not your platform. And then Sorry, I'm a little bit sick, as you can maybe hear. So it's been a long day. But I made this video anyway. Spotify pays you a percentage, or in this case, it pays you $0.004 per stream, right? So this is why I'm saying you are basically an affiliate for Spotify, and Spotify pays even worse than Amazon. Now, good affiliates get paid between 20, 30, sometimes even 40%, depending on what product it is and so on. So between 3 and 5% from Amazon is absolutely nothing. And then when Spotify pays you $0.004 per stream, that's like the worst paid affiliate I've ever heard of. This is what happens when you keep sending your fans to Spotify. You're being a very underpaid affiliate because it's not your platform you're sending it to, you're sending them to Spotify. And Spotify's, thank you, here's no money, pretty much. Now, let's take an example. You have a music video that you put out and you got 50,000 views on that. That's no little thing. You know, 50,000 views is quite an accomplishment. So you put in this hard work, you made the song, first of all, you put your heart, sweat, and tears into that. Then you made the music video, which cost you money, which cost you time, and get everything coordinated and everything. And you finally upload it, and hooray, you get 50,000 people to see your music video, which is cool. You should be proud of yourself. And now we will take it a conversion rate of 3%. So what does conversion rate mean? Conversion rate is just basically how someone who's never heard of you, who's never seen you before, will actually go and do something to come into your world. So you're taking 50,000 people who've never heard of you before, have never seen your music probably, who have no idea who you are as an artist or a person. 3% of those people who've watched your video will want to go and check you out because they actually like what they saw. And they're like, I want to check out this new artist I just came across. Let me see what's there to click on or whatnot, right? So 3% is more on the lower rate. You can go up to like 5 or even 10% for conversion rate. Those are more higher numbers, but 3% is a humble conversion rate. This is just an example. You know, this can be higher in your case. Now, we are going to take 50,000 eyeballs who have seen your video, and now we're going to multiply them times 3% conversion rate. So people who actually want to go and check you out, they want to learn more. So that average is out at 1,500 people. So 50,000 people saw your video and 1,500 are interested in what you're doing in your music and actually want to check you out and want to see what you're up to, okay? They want to listen to more new music or want to buy your merch or whatever. Like, they just want to find out more, okay? So that's 1,500 people. If you take that number, 1,500 people, and you now send them to Spotify, which is what we learned is $0.004 per stream, you will get $6. Congratulations, you've made $6. This is where the $6 come from. This is the Spotify way. This is what most musicians do. Before I move on, I just want to explain something because everyone's like, Alise is hating on Spotify, and she's like, no. What I'm trying to tell you here is you need to get your expectations right. A lot of musicians go into this thinking that when they put their music on Spotify and people start streaming that they're going to make money. That's their business model, which is the worst business model you can ever have. And you'll get disappointed. Spotify is great for exposure, but it will not make you money. They can make you money in the back end as a little side thing, but not as your main income. Do not do that. Okay, if you're doing it, then you are probably disappointed. I'm not bashing Spotify. I just want to make crystal clear that you need to get your expectations right. If you're on Spotify to get exposure, then great. Get on the playlist, do your thing, get the streams. I don't care. That's fine. Get that exposure. But do not mistake that for income. Okay? Do not go on Spotify to think you are going to make money, because you're not. Okay? Especially if you're a small artist. Unless you're like a huge artist who's getting millions and millions of streams, you'll get some money, but still not like the millions that Snoop Dogg was talking about. You might be thinking, okay, if Spotify is not the way to go about this, then what is? Like, how do I go about this? What is the better solution? And how can you start making money now? Now, the easiest way that you can do this is with a fan funnel. There are many different funnels that you can build, but the first one, if you're completely new to this, would be a fan funnel, or I would recommend a fan funnel, because it's just easy to set up, so you have something to give your fans where they can listen to your music. What in the world is a fan funnel? Now, if we look at a classical website, in this case, Ed Sheeran's, there are a lot of buttons. This is a pretty, simple website, so there's not too much going on, but it's still sign up, tour, store, music, and then all these buttons here. Okay, so there's a lot going on. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buttons that you could press right now. Here's the golden rule. A confused mind will always say no. So this is what we say in marketing, in business, is you need to be super clear on what you're doing. So this is what a funnel looks like. And this is just an example mock-up that I made. As you can see, there's just one single button, and it's crystal clear what to do here. There's just one action point or nothing. So it's basically get the free song or leave. And that's with all the funnels. There's just one action item on there, because clarity is king. We do not want to confuse them with going here, going there, exiting here. We have no control over what our fans are going to be doing. Now, the first time I heard about a funnel period was from Russell Brunson, and people who have been in like the online business space know of Russell Brunson, but 6 years ago, I had no idea who this Russell dude is. I'm like, who's this 12-year-old talking about funnels? Obviously, he wasn't 12, but that's what he looked like, at least at the time, keeping young. And I just want to talk about this McDonald's metaphor. So when you go to McDonald's and you order a burger, what's the first thing they will probably say? Do you want fries with that? And that's what we, in the business world, we call an upsell. So we have our main product, which is our burger. We're ordering a burger. And then the upsell will be, do you want fries with that? Then the second upsell will be, do you want a drink? Okay? Very simple, very easy. Why? Because they go very well together. So well that they call it a menu. Or in our business world, we will call it an offer. So in music, it's the same thing. You go and buy a guitar. Okay? Because I've got a few. You can never have enough guitars. Okay? You go in, you want to buy you go and buy a new guitar. If it's a good salesperson, they will also ask you if you need guitar picks, if you need new guitar strings, if you need a tuner, if you want to insure it. That would be upsell number 1, depending, Or upsell number 2 would be, do you need a guitar case? If it doesn't come with one, that will be the next logical thing, because nobody's just going to walk out with a guitar normally. You usually want a guitar case, and the best thing that you can do, I have an acoustic guitar that has a guitar case that is exactly molded, or is an exact mold of my guitar, so it only fits this guitar. So I could drop it from a meter a height, and my guitar will be safe, because it's that particularly molded into my guitar case, right? So you can sell a custom guitar case, right? So this will be upsell number 2. And this works for anything. So this funnel idea is not a new concept. That's what I'm trying to say. Offline, online, whatever, doesn't matter. So in this case, this is an online funnel. So a funnel basically has a main offer, our burger or our guitar. Then we have an upsell, which is McDonald's example would be the fries or the guitar picks, the strings, whatever. And upsell number 2 would be the drink or the guitar case, right? The best thing that you can do, which you will probably see a lot now since you're aware of it, is a freebie in exchange for an email. So give me your email and I will give you my free PDF of whatever, or I will give you the best ways, the 10 best ways to go on a date or whatever. Like they'll give you something small in exchange for your email address. And this is extremely important to ask for an email because now we can follow up with them and start building a relationship. Because once we have their email or their phone number, we can start building a relationship and then start selling to them over and over again. But I'm not going to talk about emails in this video particular. If you want to learn more about that, then click here. I have a video just on this where you will make a ton of money just with an email list and why you would need one in the first place. Okay, so first step is we want to get a freebie out there. I think Costco does that, is where when somebody's like standing outside with their cheese and you can have a free sample. That's like the digital version of that, okay? So we have a freebie, then a main offer, an upsell 1, upsell 2. So basically when they opt in their email, then automatically the main offer page pops up. When they buy that, then upsell number 1 pops up. So they automatically get guided through this process. So can you see how this is different from a website? Because here I can 100% control the fan journey this new customer is going on, and I can completely control the environment, what they're gonna see, what they're gonna be able to buy and all that stuff. On a website, I don't have that. They can do whatever they want and it can get confusing, and that's why they leave faster on a website than in a funnel. Because if you're interested in this, then you also might be interested in that. It's just like Amazon, when you click on something and then in the bottom thing, it says like customers have also bought whatever, or they say, hey, this in combination is this, that's basically a funnel. I want you to think of a funnel of like digital Lego blocks, because you can combine, if you can think it, if you can dream it, you can build it pretty much. There are a few rules, but if you can think of an idea, you can put it on the funnel. Okay, it's like a website. A website is like, can I do that on a website? Well, of course, if you can dream it, you can put it on the website, okay? That's the exact same thing with a funnel. You don't really know you're in the funnel because it looks like a website, and better than a website because it's a more guided process, but it looks like a website so the customer doesn't feel like they're being sold to, which is kind of nice. So you can put on the funnel whatever the heck you want. What I'm doing right now is just an example. For a freebie, you can do your hit single that you're bringing out now, or the next single you're working on right now. You can have that as a freebie. So, hey, because you're sending them to Spotify anyway, or getting no money. So might as well give away your best song for free. Don't give them crap, because then if that's your first impression, and if you're giving them crap for your first impression, you're not going to get a second chance. They opt in for your free single, and then once they do that, it pushes them into your main offer. So this can be your album. It can be a deluxe album. It can be a regular album, whatnot. And then once they buy the regular album, you can upsell them to a live album. For example, these are all examples. For the second upsell, you can do unfinished songs, like 20 unfinished songs that didn't make it on the album, or merchandise, or behind the scenes footage of the making of your video, of your music video, or whatever it is. Like I said, if you can think it, you can put it on your funnel. This is just an example, okay? So whatever your fans want, or whatever you think a new fan will want from you, you put it at the very beginning, and you want to make it good and you want to make it juicy because this is your first impression. Now, if we want to do this with some numbers, so this will make sense. So on Spotify, we've seen it's $6. But here, the first thing is free, obviously. Then the second thing, I'm just making up numbers right now, but on the low end, we can charge $9 easy for our album. Okay, you can go up to even $19. I'm just using low numbers so you can see later on how high it is even with low numbers. Okay, so here we go. We have free, then we have our album for €9, then we upsell them to our live album, which is going to be the same amount, so we have 19, and then we upsell them to our unfinished songs, which is what fans mostly like, because they want access to things they usually wouldn't get, and we're going to sell that for 12. So you get like 20 unfinished songs that didn't make it on the album, and you can easily sell that for $12. So if we take all of these numbers, it adds up to $30. And now when we divide it through 4, so our freebie, our main offer, upsell 1 and upsell 2, we are getting $7.50. So that's what we call ACV, an average cart value. So on average, how much money is someone gonna spend with us in here? Because we are sending 1,500 people into this first funnel step. Not everyone is gonna go all the way to the end, and that's okay. We just need to know on average, if I send a person, how much are they gonna spend with us? Now, obviously, I'm taking the sum of these and dividing them towards 4 because I don't know your numbers, but if you know your numbers, then insert that number, of course. So you're gonna have free $9, $9, $12, and that gives you an average cart value of $7.50. Now, this is where the magic comes in. So here is the example from before. We had 50,000 people see our music video, and it converted at 3% for an example. That would give us 1,500 people who already like our music and want to check us out. I just want to stress that again. Unfortunately, we don't have 50,000 people who are watching our video that are going through this funnel. It's 1,500 people that already want to check you out. So if we now take 1,500 times, and now our average cart value of $7.50, how much money do you think that is? Because again, not everyone who's going through our fan funnel is going to buy every single thing. That would be nice, but it doesn't happen. So we have an average cart value. Like on average, how much does someone spend when they go through our funnel? In this case, it's $7.50. Leave in the comments what you think this is. Okay, you can do the easy math, but you might already guessed it, $11,250. Make it rain here. $11,250. This is crazy. Okay, so we have $6 that we get from Spotify, being a very cheap underpaid affiliate, or I send them to my fan funnel and I get $11,250. I mean, this is a no-brainer. I'm sorry, but this fan funnel will win every single time. I'm sending the exact same people to this link, but instead of sending them to my Spotify link, I'm sending them to my fan funnel link. That's the only difference that's happening here. Did you know that your link can make such a big difference? It's over, $11,240 of a difference. You're leaving over $11,000 on the table if you're not using a fan funnel. But you're like, hey, Alise, I don't get 50,000 views on my videos. I only get like a fraction. Let's say only 500, not 1,500 people want to check you out, but 500 people want to check you out. Okay, you're not that big of an artist. Your music videos don't get that many streams. Okay, I get it. That's fine. Let's say you only get 500 streams. Okay, so 500 streams times 750. You can do the math. is 3,750 euros. Still. 3,750. Come on, you're getting $6. And this is still with 1,500. Fair, if I would be fair, I would still have to lower this to 500 now, not 1,500, just by the way. But still, $6 compared to 3,750. Okay, Alise, but I don't even get 500. Let's say you only get 100 people that want to go and check you out, okay? 100 times 750, that's easy math. That's $750 if just 100 people click on your link. Just 100 people. Again, this number would be even lower, but we'll just leave it at 1,500. So $6 compared to $750. I'm sorry, but this fan funnel will win every single time, man. Like, come on. Okay, so let's say you're just so bad at this, you're completely new. What if only one person signs up for your fan funnel link? Just one. You still make $750. That's still more than 1,500 people clicking on your freaking Spotify link and streaming your song. Isn't that nuts? Like $6 with 1,500 or one person with 750. I mean, I'll make that trade all day long. This is more than 400xing. Like if I give you $1, if somebody comes in here and gives me $1, you 400x'd your income. Congratulations. That's like just someone giving you $1. You 400x your income compared to Spotify. And you're wondering why you're broke. Okay? Use a fan funnel. It will outperform your Spotify business plan. It's not a business plan every single time. So by just asking for $1, you're 400x'd your income. So the pros of using a fan funnel, you set the price. If you send your fans to Spotify, then you do not get to decide what you want to charge. Spotify is going to do that, or your streaming platform, and it's basically nothing. Okay, so you get to set the price. That is the most important part. You get to build your email list. When you send your fans to Spotify, you can't follow up with them again. And that's the hard part, because now you have to pay every single time again if you are using ads, which I will show you right now, how to get fans for free by letting other people pay for them. When you have their email, you now can follow up with them, and you don't have to pay again and again and again to get their contact information. You just get it once, and then boom, you got it. And you're going to grow your email list, and the bigger your email list is going to get, the more money you make. But again, that video is up here if you're interested in that. You want to make sure that you are owning these contact informations from your fans. So you get to build your email list. Your music can't be taken down by streaming platforms, okay? Like in Kara's situation, Spotify just took her music down. And unfortunately, this is something that's quite common, or at least not unheard of with independent musicians. Spotify's like, eh, for whatever reason. They will just take your music down, but you have your funnel, so you don't really care, right? So you get to set the price, you get to build your email list and follow up with them, because a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. Your music can't be taken down by a streaming platform because it's yours. Okay, so here is the biggest pro tip of the pros. You can build as many funnels as you freaking want. There's just one funnel I'm talking about. And there's just a one-time thing. Like, what if you have another music video to that funnel and another music video to that funnel, and you have a different funnel? Like I said, there are so many different funnels, and there are so many different examples. Just think of it like these Lego blocks that you can, like these digital Lego blocks that you can put together. That's basically a funnel, okay? And you can build as many funnels as you want. What I just showed you is just one funnel. That's nuts. By the way, if you want to know exactly how to build this funnel I just showed you, there's a link down below that you can sign up right now. It's called the 24/7 Fan Magnet. And if you sign up to that, I will walk you step by step through this on how to build your fan funnel. So go check that out down below if you want to get started on that. Okay. The pro tip of the pro tip is you can build as many funnels as you want, and this is where the magic jumps in. This is part of the Dream 100 method, and the Dream 100 is part of this book on page 75 by Russell Brunson. It's part of a trilogy, so if you're serious about building your music business, then you want to get this trilogy. If you want to get these books, which I would highly recommend, again, if you're serious about building a music business, the link is down below, aka my affiliate link. So this is how you would do it, okay? So if you buy these books with the link down below, then I get paid and everybody's happy. You don't get charged extra or whatnot. Like, it would be the same amount. Just instead of Russell Brunson pocketing all of it, I'm gonna get a fraction of that. So I'd appreciate it if you would use my affiliate link. They definitely pay more than $0.004 per book. Okay, so this is how the overall Dream 100 method looks like. If you want to know what the Dream 100 is and how to do this first step, which is traffic that you earn, basically getting fans organically, then you can click right up here. I did an entire video just on this one step. This video is about traffic that you control, so basically buying your way in. So I'm going to show you in just a minute how you can get fans for free by letting someone else pay for that, okay? And then this is the third option, which is then traffic that you own, because there are basically three ways to get fans. One, by getting them for free through organic content, or a secret way that I call the Ethereum blueprint. Then traffic that you control, which you need to buy, which is what I'm talking about right now, and then traffic that you own. So basically, when you're on Spotify, if you're on YouTube right now, or Instagram, TikTok, whatever, you don't own these platforms. When they decide to change the algorithm or to want to take down your account or whatnot, you're screwed. But if you have an email list, you're like, doesn't matter that much because I've got all the contact information I need. You have a direct thread to your fans. Okay, so this is very important. Again, if you want to learn more about that, then there's a link up here down below. So if you want to learn in general more about the Dream 100 method, the video is up here. So we're going to move on because if you do this well, again, using a fan funnel, they then become traffic that you own. So this is what I talked about. When they opt in with their email here, then they become on your email list, and now it's traffic that you own. Right? But we're focusing on the second part, traffic that you control. This is on page 75 on the Dream 100, in the Dream 100 book. If you want to follow along, it's definitely more detailed in here because this is only a short video. This is our fan funnel, right? And this only job this funnel has is to get the email. Once we have the email, we're happy. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the money, because you're like, Alise, what are you going to do with the money here? You're going to take this money and you're going to dump it back into wherever this came from. This can be your TikTok, your email list, blogs. It can be your Instagram, your podcast that you're on, Facebook, affiliates, concert if you're like opening for someone, YouTube ads, word of mouth. Like, you now have an advertising budget because you're not pocketing this money. Again, because you can build as many funnels as you want. You need at least one funnel where you're not going to pocket the money and you're going to dump it back into advertising, where now you can actually pay an influencer to use to dance to your music video, to your song or something, right? You now have a budget to do so. Right? So then they go to your fan funnel, they buy your stuff, and then you dump it back into more influencers, and it's just like this upward spiral where you're just getting fans for free now, because all the money that you're making here, you're just dumping back into advertising, you're dumping back into your YouTube channel, you're dumping back into TikTok influencers, you're dumping back into ads. Whatever you're doing, you now have a budget to do so. If you want to do a live listening party, there's a live listening party funnel for that I've already built out for you completely. So if you want to know how to do that, you can go in the link down below, and it's included in the 24/7 fan magnet. So once you purchase that, you also get this listening party funnel absolutely for free. Okay, so that's a really cool funnel to have. This is just one example. There are like 15 other funnels that you can have as well. So this funnel up here is just doing one thing. It's just getting these emails for free, okay? And all this money you're making here, you're just dumping back into advertising. So they are paying for that. It's not you, it's not coming out of your pocket. So when a new fan comes in, you dump it back into advertising, they're basically paying for your advertising. You're not touching a single cent. So the next fan comes in, now you dump it back into advertising. They just paid for your advertising. Next person comes in, they're paying for the next person's advertising. They're paying for your advertising. These fans that are coming in here, they're paying you to get more fans. They're paying for your advertising. Isn't that cool? So now you're getting fans for free by letting someone else pay for that. Like, how cool is that? If you send them to the website, you can't do that. You can't control that. You can't be like, okay, this one funnel or this one website, you just have one website. So you can't be like, oh, just this one website, I'm going to dump everything back into advertising. That would be like hard to do. So, but you can do that with a funnel, because you can build, again, it's a very controlled environment or customer journey you're sending them on. And that's why you can say all the money that comes from this funnel, we're just dumping it back into ads. So these fans are paying for your advertising. And because you're capturing their email in the beginning, so now this is where the magic happens. You're now having them on your email list. And now with the other funnels, you don't have to start from scratch again and go send them to TikTok and YouTube and whatnot. No, you now, when you send them an email, you're like, hey, you know what? There's a new single, there's merchandise, I'm going on tour or whatnot. Okay, those funnels you now pocket. So this is me, in this case, this will be you. And all these other funnels that you're building, that you're going to pocket that. And that's where we're going to make the dough. Okay? Do you see how powerful this is? So this one funnel is getting you fans for free by letting them pay for it. And this one funnel has just one mission, and that's to get as many emails as it can possibly get. Okay? And then you have your email list. And then every time you don't have to start from scratch again. Now you're like, hey, I have a new album out. Now you have a list of people that are already interested in your music. You don't have to start from scratch every single time. You now have a list. You now have a list. You now have a list. And obviously over time, this list is going to grow as well. And so you're going to have more people buy and buy and buy and buy. If you treat your email list right, if you keep treating them like a booty call, meaning you only message them or email them when you need something, like buy my album or get my merchandise, there is the right way of doing that. And again, I talk about this in the Traffic That You Own section right here. If you treat your email list right, this is where all the good money is made. It's so powerful, and it's like not used. Musicians don't use this, and it just makes me so angry. So the one thing that you just need to look out for in order to have this machine to work here, that this doesn't tip over where like, oh, I've tried advertising before and it didn't work. Yeah, because you didn't pay attention to this. So we want to make sure that the CPA is lower than our ACV. So what the heck is that? CPA is cost per acquisition. So how much do I need to pay in order to get a new fan? So how much does Facebook or Meta charge me for ads? How much does YouTube or Google, in this case Google, charge me for a customer per click or whatever you're doing, okay? How much is this influencer asking of me to promote this, my music and stuff like that? Like, what is the cost to acquire this new fan? And then as long as this is lower, the cost to get a new fan is lower than the ACV, which is, if you paid attention, is the average cart value. So on average, how much does a fan spend with me inside of my funnel? As long as that is higher than your CPA, which is here, you can make this trade all day long. You can just have this funnel run and run and run and run and run and run and run as long as you want. That's it. Like, you just need to make sure that these two numbers are the ACV is always higher. If they're the same, you're still good. If you're breaking even, but that you're getting really close to the line, you want to make sure that you're getting up there, okay? Because obviously the higher this number is, the more advertising budget you will have. How awesome is that? Like, is your head exploding? Like, the first time I heard about this, I'm like, this is just crazy nuts. This is just magical. Sounds too good to be true almost, right? So again, if you want to learn how to build this specific fan funnel, then there's a link down below for the 24/7 fan magnet. You can sign up for that and you can learn. I will walk you through this step by step. Like, if you're completely beginner, I got you back, because that's where I started out on. And if you already know a little bit, but you're not quite sure, then you can just skip through the parts that you already know, and I'll walk you through the steps that you're missing. One thing I want to say is, some people say like, oh, nobody like downloads music anymore, but I've seen artists do actually really well where they will put their music even on like a MP3 file. Like, they will then send out the MP3 file, but in order to keep your costs low, I would just recommend giving them the download link for the song. But I've seen artists, go old school again, like go put it on MP3 and like have that customized, that MP3 file and stuff like that. So people still do buy CDs and stuff like that. Like, you can go old school. My husband still buys music because he wants to own music. He's like, I don't like Spotify because I like to own the music, that when I'm not, Spotify, I don't want to use it anymore, then all my music is going to be lost. But if you buy it, then you own it, it's yours. You just got to find out what works with your fans and what works with your brand and what you want to do. Again, you can put whatever the heck you want in this funnel. There are like digital Lego blocks, and you get to decide what's on this funnel. This is just an example. So in this 24/7 fan magnet, I'm going to show you examples of what to put on here and how to combine them, so you can even charge up to $40 per album. Okay, like, this is crazy. So if you want to learn that, go sign up for the 24/7 fan magnet. Okay, like I said, this is just an example. It's not set in stone. So if people are like, yeah, I don't download music anymore, well, then just give them something else that they do want to watch, like behind the scenes footage or unreleased music, stuff like that, or like tracks that are not on Spotify, on the Spotify album and stuff like that. Okay, so you can get creative. There are many ways on how to do this. This is just an example. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, I would appreciate a like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about how to grow your music business. This is just the first poll inside of my 3-poll system. You can watch an entire overview of this on how to escape the Spotify trap and build a 6-figure music business. So if you're really here to start your music business or to grow your music business, this would definitely be for you. And just in context, to keep this in context, we are on this first pillar, which is fans. So if you want to figure out what the other pillars are in order to run a successful music business, go and watch the video right here. And other than that, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.